Hi everybody, my name is Morgan. I'm one of the hoofstock keepers here at the Houston Zoo, and I'm going to be chatting with you guys about our capybara here, and they're right over here enjoying some nice lovely bell peppers. So we are joined today by our capybara family. Right here we have a big old group of our capybaras. We affectionately call them our capybara family because they are all a complete family group. We do have a mom and dad and several of the little children here hanging out with us. The one that's coming up to you guys right now, that is Mr. Macaroni. He is the most friendly out of our entire capybara herd. He really loves his snacks and really likes to see what's going on and seeing if you have any additional snacks to feed out. Like I mentioned before, they're eating some bell pepper snacks, so it's a little bit hard to see. They've kind of devoured most of their snacks for right now. So we're going to be tossing them just a little bit more treats here in a second. They're going to get some lettuce. But these guys really like their veggies. They're herbivores, so they really like to eat plants, trees, all that sort of stuff, and they're big veggie eaters. Normally they're not the biggest fan of bell peppers, but I think today we're in a little bit of a bell pepper mood, so we are enjoying a nice little snack right now. Like I said, that one is Mr. Macaroni, and we do have Mom Poppy and Dad Rio here within our group as well, and then Mr. Macaroni has a few of his siblings. One would be Miss Tater Tot. She's a little bit older than him. And then he has a few other pasta variants as his siblings. We have Rigatoni, Bowtie, and Gnocchi as well with our pasta group. The pastas, as we affectionately call them, because they're all named after different types of pasta, are our youngest of our herd. So they are going to be somewhat smaller out of everybody. I know they all kind of look pretty similar in size here, but this is about as full grown as they're going to get. The largest one that we have is a little over 100 pounds, so these guys can get up to about 50 to 54 kg, so a little over 100 pounds, and they're about 2 feet tall at the shoulders and roughly 4 feet long. So they're pretty short and stout and rotund, I guess you could say. But these guys, like I said, love their lettuce, love their veggies. They also get various different types of hay. So we have coastal grass hay and Timothy grass hay as well. Capybaras here are pretty good swimmers. They are normally really good at swimming pretty much right off the bat. I would say we give them a couple of days after birth before we give them access to this small yard that we are in right now. And then they usually kind of figure out where the pool is and what the pool is and how to swim. They start off in the shallow end, they start splashing around, kind of bouncing around with each other, figuring things out. They usually sometimes will use mom or dad as a floating device if they are still kind of figuring out their sea legs. But it's pretty cute to see them have the zoomies in the pool. These guys are really good at swimming and they can hold their breaths for up to about 5 minutes. So sometimes they will deep dive under to kind of swim deep down, and then they will pop right back up, get another good breath, and then they will go back under. As you guys can kind of see, they do have their eyes, ears, and nose all within that top region of their head, and that allows them to not only just swim really well, but also hang out in the pool and still be aware of their surroundings. These guys are not necessarily endangered. They are the largest rodent species, so they do have a pretty good population size out in the wild, and they do tend to hang around with a whole bunch of other critters. I know it's pretty popular around social media to see them hanging out with a whole bunch of little animals. These guys are pretty friendly. They do tend to get along with everybody super duper really well, and a lot of times you'll see them hanging out with different critters in the water as well. The capybara's number one predator is going to be the jaguar. So these guys are the biggest prey for the jaguars. But like I said, their populations are doing really great out in the wild. And here at the Houston Zoo, we actually do have a partner with the giant armadillo program out in the South America Pantanal area. And those guys actually work really well with giant armadillos, who actually also help a whole bunch of other animals within the region that the armadillos are found as well. So not only are we helping giant armadillos, you're also helping capybaras, jaguars, giant anteaters, tapirs, anything like that, anytime you guys come and visit the zoo. Most of our cappy herd here was born in April a few years ago, so everybody here is around 2+ years. And they are all very, very friendly. They usually associate us keepers with good times, good foods, all that sort of stuff, so we tend to get a lot of nose boops, a lot of curious sniffs. These guys, like I did say, they are the largest rodent species, so they do every so often make a very similar noise to your guinea pigs that you guys have at home, those kind of squeaks and squeals. They will make those noises as well. It's usually they're curious, they're communicating with each other, they're communicating with us, and every so often if they do get spooked by something, they will give off a little bark, which kind of sounds like a rough, ragged, it literally sounds like a dog bark. And they will do that, and that's kind of a, hey, whoa, that spooked me there a little bit. And then after that, they go back into their little chitters and their little squeaks. We do have another group of capybaras, so we do have two separate along. So we do kind of keep them on their own area in their own turf. So let's say the family group is going to have a day outside today. You'll most likely see the capybara duo group outside tomorrow. So these guys are primarily plant eaters. They are herbivores, so they do really enjoy leafy greens. So lettuce they really enjoy. They get coastal hay, they get timothy hay as well. Every so often, if the weather is acting correctly with us and we get a whole bunch of trees, they will get some sticks to chew on, which really helps their teeth, because these guys have constantly growing teeth, so they're always wanting to chew on a bunch of different barks, chew on a whole bunch of different leaves. That's kind of why you see a whole bunch of sticks around this exhibit right now. Is kind of our way of giving them something to chew on, but they do really love their plant material. They do really like their veggies. The easiest way for you guys to encounter these capybaras is to come to the zoo and visit us. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any encounter capabilities where you can come behind the scenes and interact with these guys, but a lot of times us keepers do try to give them a whole bunch of food and snacks on exhibit, try to get them as close to the windows as we possibly can. So you guys can find these guys in the South America Pantanal area. Out in the wild, they're going to be mainly in that really South America region, rainforest, all that sort of stuff. But if you come here to the zoo, you guys are going to go all the way to the back where you see that really, really, really big, beautiful sign that says South America Pantanal. You're going to keep on going. You're going to go past the giant river otters. You're going to have your jaguar on your right-hand side, and then you're most likely going to have your capybaras on the left-hand side. They do tend to share an exhibit with Molly, Tapir, and Nora as well. So if you guys are trying to find a peek at them, if you see Molly and Nora, then you are most likely at the right place for where our capybaras are. They do tend to hang out around the peninsula or in the sun. They do really like to hang out in the sun and sunbathe a lot. So if you're walking around trying to find them, kind of look for a little yellow tan colored rock that's on a peninsula or taking a little sun bath. Out in the wild, these guys do like to hang out in civilization areas, since they have kind of figured that if they hang out with the people, they tend to not have nearly as many predators hanging out with them. So a lot of times you can see them hanging out in people's backyards, big swamplands. I think one time I saw a video, a whole bunch of capybaras hanging out on a golf course. But they've kind of figured out that people means less predators for them, so that's an easy way for them to keep their numbers up and not necessarily get into too many trouble with the critters that they share their area with. Alrighty, it looks like our capybaras have decided to settle in for a little midday snooze. Just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in to the Facebook Live that we had today, and just wanted to thank you guys. And just wanted to say that every time you guys come to visit the zoo, you are actually helping these guys out in the wild. So not just our capybaras, but pretty much every single animal that you guys see here at the zoo, you are help us help them out in the wild. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.